Hi, and welcome to the first video in this series where I travel across Japan with my parents. It's actually my dad's first time in Japan. We arrived at Narita Airport late in the afternoon, so we only had time to head to Tokyo and grab snacks at the konbini before heading to bed because the next morning we had a long trip to Hokkaido. The next morning, we headed to Tokyo Station and took the Shinkansen to Hakodate Hokkaido. For this trip, we each had a JR pass because we knew we'd be using the train a lot as we traveled across Japan. When we got to Hakodate Hokkaido Station, we had to wait a while for the train to Sapporo, so we spent the time at the station eating and just taking in the scenery. Our hotel in Sapporo was only a few blocks away from Sapporo Station. From my previous trips in Japan, it became apparent that being close to the station was more important than cost, especially since I was with older people. The next day, we went to Roystown to buy chocolate and just see the area. Afterwards, we met up with a friend and just hung around Sapporo Station in Otaru. The next day, we headed west to Otaru. This town is known for glasswork and music boxes, which you're able to see near Otaru Canal. We ate breakfast at a small cafe because we know we need fuel for the amount of walking we were going to do. After walking around the canal and warehouse district, we headed up the hill to Suitengu. There we saw the foreigner slope. It looked too sketchy to climb down, especially with all the slippery leaves and no railing. So I only got a picture and admired the view before heading back to the main street in front of Otaru Station to grab dinner before going back to Sapporo. The next day we went to Shiraoi to visit the Ainu Museum. There we were swarmed by yukimushi, small insects that look like snow, hence the name. Thankfully, the museum was in walking distance from the station, with a lot of signage so you wouldn't get lost. Once inside, we were able to see artifacts and replicas of the buildings they would live in. Everyone would happily explain the cultural significance of each item or walk us through their daily life. We even got to listen to a live performance. After walking around outside, we went into the museum. I didn't take much video inside since it was crowded, but I highly recommend going there. One issue we had was trying to find lunch after going to the museum. We looked around the area in front of Shiraoi station. It seemed like a ghost town, like no one was around and nothing was open. Luckily, we were able to find the cafe open, which had a wonderful food and amazing decoration. Finally, we left Sapporo and headed back south to Hakodate. We had burgers for dinner and went window shopping in the red brick warehouses. The following day, we had quite the journey. We started the day by heading to Goryokaku, a star-shaped port in the middle of Hakodate. Next, we hopped into a taxi and headed to Gokoku Shrine. Unfortunately, the ropeway that goes to Mount Hakodate was closed due to repairs. So instead, we went to the park across the street and were able to still get good views of Hakodate. Finally, we got to the part my dad was looking forward to the most, the religious and historical districts. Just a few blocks away from the ropeway are several different Christian denomination churches. We were able to go inside the Russian Orthodox Church and the Catholic Church once Mass was over. Next, we walked over to the former British Consulate Museum in the old public hall of Hakodate Ward, which is a very colorful building with a great view of the port. Finally, we ended the day by relaxing at Midori no Shima, a small island park where we sat down and watched people fish and enjoy the port. It's now time to leave Hokkaido and head to Hiroshima. Yeah, I know, that's crazy far. Thankfully, I got my Ekiben to fuel me for the long trip. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one. Bye.